Levi, big note again.
All the way, there you go.
Levi, big note again. What I like to do is, and a lot of people do this, is stand away from the circle, call it a couple steps back. Everybody gets set. You walk towards the circle, you blow your whistle, you walk directly into the circle. I don't particularly like the orange this way, white that way, whatever. But I guess that's personal preference. But the most important thing is get the whistle out of the mouth. That right there will end up going down your throat and breaking teeth. And I know this is your first three-person game. Basically, as we head down towards into the front court after a jump, the first jump ball of the game or of the overtime period is basically you take note of where your lead is going and you follow your lead and you become the trail, whichever side that might be on. You basically fill in as a trail. I suppose, I guess potentially even a C, depending on how the action moves, but just kind of everybody's kind of taking note of where everybody goes. All right, so the last minute of any period for high school, the last minute, assuming we see it, is we all three should be knowing with the finger pointing in the air that we are in the last minute. If we don't have a signal at 1 minute, it's not the biggest deal in the world. If we get around even 45 to 30 seconds, as long as we get that signal up of one shot, 1 minute, whatever you call it, so that we can start better preparing ourselves for that last second shot. Who's got shot clock or who's got clock? Basically, and remember, it's in three-person. It is top side official, whether it's C or T, who's opposite table. In college women, it is always the C. Always the C. And that doesn't matter if the C is table side or opposite table. So we had a free throw just before. It was about 40 seconds left in the game. We had a lane violation on 47 or whatever for orange, 27. Point is that our C called it, and it was actually technically supposed to be the leads person to watch. So again, the C watches the nearest lane line. They watch only the top person, and then the two top people on the opposite lane line. And the lead will watch the lowest one person on their side and the opposite two people on the bottom side of the other lane line. All right, so let's talk briefly. I know we're not doing true timeout protocol here because this is more tournament style, but let's talk about three-person timeouts. There's a bunch of philosophies about who's getting the ball and whatnot, but the important thing is that The ball needs to be at the spot where the throw-in is going to be. It doesn't mean you have to be, you're standing at the edge of the court, but if you're on the opposite table, absolutely stand about where the ball is going to be going in. If you're nearest the benches, you don't want to be by the benches. So you take steps out, get somewhere out in the middle of the floor-ish, but away from the benches. The other two officials, whether it's a full timeout or 30-second timeout, a full timeout, you're going to each be on the opposite. You're going to be on the big block, opposite table, the bottom big block. That's a full timeout. On a 30-second timeout, you're both going to be top of the three-point line on each end.